My wife abandoned me and our 5 children for the man she believed was her soulmate. 19 years later, she stood at our doorstep and what we said left her utterly speechless. The antique clock on my workbench needs new gears. German made, 1947. Probably survived more than most families do. I'm threading the smallest spring when Lucia shuffles into my workshop. Medical textbook weighing down her arms, coffee mug balanced on top. Dad, you've been up since 4 again. Elevator at Memorial needed recalibration. Night shift pays double. I don't look up from the clockwork. These hands know the rhythm. Fix elevators all night. Repair what's broken at dawn. Be a father by breakfast. You studying for anatomy? Biochemistry. She sets up at the corner desk I built when she was 12. Same desk where she told me she wanted to be a doctor. Same desk where she cried about her first heartbreak. Same desk where we never talked about the woman who should have been there for those moments. 19 years. That's how long this workshop has been my sanctuary. Built it with my own hands 2 years after she left when the bank finally approved my loan. 2 blocks from our house. Close enough to sprint home if the kids needed me. Far enough that customers couldn't hear them fighting over PlayStation controllers. Diego called, Lucia says, highlighting something in yellow. Wants everyone at Sunday dinner, says he has news. My eldest, 26 now, regional manager at a construction firm, bought his own condo last year. He still comes home every Sunday, though, they all do. The clock's main spring catches starts its familiar tick. Another broken thing made whole. I think about that Tuesday sometimes. October. Kids were small. Diego was 7, Marco 5, Camila 4. The twins, Lucia and Rafael, just babies. Came home from my shift to find her note on the kitchen counter. 3 sentences. No explanation, just that she was leaving with Stetson, the boutique vineyard manager she'd met at her flower shop. Her soulmate, she called him. Took me 6 months to stop expecting her to walk through the door. Another 6 to stop the kids from asking when mommy was coming home. By year 2, I'd learned to braid Camila's hair. By year 3, Marco stopped crying at school plays when other kids had 2 parents watching. Think he's proposing to Isabella? Lucia asks, breaking my thoughts. About time. They've been together 4 years. My phone buzzes. Text from Raphael. He's my other twin. Works as a sound engineer downtown. Breakfast. I'm buying. I show Lucia. She smiles. Tell him yes, but nowhere fancy. I'm in my study sweats. This is our life now. Steady, solid, built on foundation stronger than any marriage certificate. We survived on peanut butter when money was tight. Survived on bedtime stories when they had nightmares about being abandoned again. Survived because I made a promise that first night holding all 5 of them as they slept in my bed. We don't break. Sunday comes fast. Our dining room fills with voices. Diego and Isabella arrive with wine. Marco brings his girlfriend. Camila shows up straight from her shift at the pediatric clinic. The twins commandeer, the kitchen arguing about seasoning while preparing my mother's old recipe for a roast. So Diego stands Isabella beside him glowing. We wanted everyone together because he pulls out a ring box. The room explodes. Lucia shrieks. Camila's already crying. Even Marco, usually too cool for emotions, bear hugs his brother. Spring wedding. Isabella says, wiping her eyes. Small ceremony, family only, family. The word sits heavy and light at the same time. We toast with Raphael's homemade sangria. Everyone's talking. Venues, dates, who's walking who down the aisle. Camila's scrolling Pinterest when her phone pings. Her face changes, goes pale, then confused, then something I haven't seen in years. Afraid. Mila. I use her childhood nickname. What's wrong? She turns her phone toward me. Instagram DM from someone named Grace Winters 94. The message is simple. Is this your mother? Attached is a photo from some charity. Gala. Woman in designer dress. Diamonds catching the light. Older now, but unmistakable. Standing next to her. A silver-haired man in a tuxedo. Scarlet. The room goes quiet. Diego looks over Camila's shoulder. Then Marco. Then the twins. Isabella doesn't understand the sudden silence until Diego whispers something in her ear. Who sent this? My voice sounds steadier than I feel. I don't know. The account's private. Camila's hand shakes slightly. Should I block it? I say, delete. But we all know it's too late. 19 years of carefully built peace and somehow she's found a crack. 3 weeks pass. We don't talk about the photo. Diego and Isabella plan their wedding. Lucia aces her biochemistry exam. Life moves forward because that's what we do. We move forward. I'm at the shop Wednesday morning, replacing the movement in a grandfather clock when Mrs. Celeste bursts through the door. She's been our neighbor 15 years, never once entered my shop without knocking. Santiago, there's a woman at your house. My hands stop. Delivery. The kids aren't. No, she says. She says she's their mother. The screwdriver slips. Gouges into my palm. Blood wells up, but I don't feel it. She's on your porch. Been there 20 minutes. I told her to leave, but she won't. I'm already moving. Lock the shop. Call Diego. Straight to voicemail. Marco's in court. Camila's with patients. The twins are at work. Good. Better they're not here for this. The 5-minute walk takes forever and no time at all. Turn the corner and there she is. Designer dress, camel-colored coat that costs more than I make in a month, holding flowers like she's visiting a sick friend. Scarlet. She turns when she hears my footsteps. Face carefully made up. A few lines around her eyes. The only sign that 19 years have passed. She's practiced this moment. You can see it in the way she holds her shoulders. The slight tremble of her lower lip she's allowing to show. Santiago, I stop 10 feet away. You need to leave, please. I need 5 minutes. You had 5 minutes. 19 years ago. Use them to write a 3-sentence note. She steps forward. I step back. I was young. Confused. Stetson. He. She stops. Recalculates. I made a mistake. No. A mistake is forgetting to pay the water bill. You made a choice. The children don't. The word comes out sharp enough that Mrs. Celeste, watching from her window, flinches. You don't get to call them that. They're my children, too. They were babies you left. They're adults now. Adults who don't know you. Her practice tears start falling. Right on cue, Stetson left me. Said I was. It doesn't matter. I've been alone and I realized what I gave up, what I lost, what you threw away. I'm staying at the Grand Hotel downtown. Indefinitely, I want to make things right. A car pulls up. Lucia gets out home early from her hospital rotation. She sees Scarlett, freezes, looks at me. I give the smallest headshake. Stay back. But Scarlett's already moving toward her. Oh my God, Lucia. Baby. It's Mom. Lucia's voice cuts through whatever script Scarlett had prepared. She walks straight past her, stands beside me. Who is this woman? The words hit harder than any slap could. Scarlett staggers back. I'm you're the woman who left. I answer for her. She was just going. Another car. Then another. Diego from work. Camila from the clinic. News travels fast in our family. Marco's girlfriend drops him off. Even Raphael leaves his studio session early. They form a wall. My children not surrounding Scarlett surrounding me. Holy shit, Marco breathes. It's really her. Scarlett tries again. I know you're angry. You have every right. But I'm here now. I want to explain. Explain what? Camila's voice could freeze fire. Explain missing my high school graduation. Diego's football championships. The night appendicitis nearly destroyed Raphael. I didn't know because you left, Raphael says quietly. He rarely speaks about that night. 8 years old, screaming in pain, asking for mommy while I held him, waiting for the ambulance. Scarlett's mouth opens and closes. The flowers in her hands wilt under the weight of their stares. I'm staying in town, she finally manages. Room 412 at the Grand Hotel. When you're ready to talk, we won't be. Diego, steady like always. She nods like she expected this. Turns to leave. Then stops. Santiago, could we speak privately? No, I have legal rights. You have nothing. The words come out calm, factual. Nothing but the ability to leave, which you're good at. She walks to her car. A white Mercedes, of course. Opens the door, looks back one more time. That's when I notice it. The wedding ring, different stones than the one I bought her all those years ago. Diamonds, big ones, the kids see it, too. She drives away. We stand there, 6 people on a lawn watching empty air. Dad. Lucia finally says she's wearing a wedding ring. Different ring, Diego says, still staring at the empty street. Different stones. We file inside. Nobody speaks while I make coffee. Strong black. The kids arrange themselves around the kitchen table the same way they did for homework when they were young. Crisis formation. Camila calls it. I'm calling Ramon. I finally say, my brother-in-law, married to my sister Elena, private investigator, 15 years in the business. He picks up on the second ring. Santiago. Elena told me. Want me to dig? Everything. Financial records, marriage certificates, where she's been. Everything. Give me 48 hours. Marco pulls out his laptop. I can check public records. Property transfers. Court filings. The wedding ring means she remarried. Camila states what we're all thinking. When does it matter? Raphael asks. Yes. Lucia's med school training kicks in. Timeline matters. How long did she wait before replacing us? My phone buzzes. Text from an unknown number. It's me. Please don't block this. I just want a chance to explain. I delete it. Another comes through immediately. I know I hurt you all, but I've changed. Delete. I'm not the same person who left. Delete. They're my children, too. I turn off my phone. Thursday morning. Ramon calls. You sitting down? Talk. Married Stetson 14 months after she left you. Wine business in Napa. Small at first. Then they got investors. Sold the whole operation 8 months ago for $12 million. Stetson died in a car accident 6 months back. She inherited everything. $12 million after taxes, probably $7 million. Still enough to live comfortable forever. The kids, did she ever? Nothing. No searches, no private investigators, no attempts at contact until he pauses. This is where it gets interesting. Found 2 fake social media accounts created 2 years ago. Been following all 5 kids. Watching their posts, their achievements, never commenting, never liking, just watching. My coffee mug cracks under my grip. There's more. 3 months ago, she hired a family lawyer. Not for custody. She has no grounds, but for something called grandparental rights. Apparently, she found out Diego is engaged. She wants access to grandkids that don't even exist yet. The lawyer dropped her as a client after 2 weeks. Professional differences, the filing says. But Santiago Ramon's voice drops. She's been planning this. This isn't grief or loneliness. This is calculated. I meet with Harold Brennan that afternoon, the lawyer who handled our divorce. He's older now, silver-haired, still sharp as surgical steel. She has no legal claim to anything. He assures me abandonment for 19 years. No judge would entertain it. But he taps his pen. She could make noise, file motions, force you to respond, drag the kids through depositions. She's got $7 million to burn on lawyers. Exactly. The question isn't can she win. It's how much damage can she do trying. That evening, all 5 kids gather at the house. I lay out everything Ramon found. 2 years, Lucia says quietly. She's been watching us for 2 years and never reached out until she needed us. Marco adds until she was alone. Diego's phone lights up. Email notification. He opens it, face going dark. What? Isabella asks. He reads aloud, Dear Mr. Morales, I am reaching out to introduce myself as Diego's biological mother. I understand he is employed at your firm and wanted to ensure you were aware of our family situation as we work toward reconciliation. She emailed your boss. Camila grabs his phone. She sent it to HR too. More phones light up. Marco's law firm, Camila's clinic administrator, Rafael's studio manager, even Lucia's medical school advisor. I am writing to inform you that I am reconnecting with my daughter after an extended absence due to circumstances beyond my control. Lucia reads, voice shaking. I wanted to ensure her academic institution was aware of this significant family development. Circumstances beyond her control. Rafael stands so fast his chair tips. She's rewriting history. My phone rings. The elementary school where Camila volunteers. Then the youth center where Marco coaches basketball. Then Diego's future in-laws. She's not just making noise. She's carpet bombing our lives. Dad. Camila looks up from her phone. Face pale. She just posted on Facebook. A public post. Tagged all of us. The post is simple. A photo of her holding baby twins, Diego and Marco visible in the background. Caption, ready to reunite with my beautiful children after too many years apart. A mother's love never dies. Comments are already pouring in. Strangers offering support, calling her brave. The comments. Marco points at the screen. Look who liked it. A blue check mark. A documentary filmmaker I recognize from Netflix. Her comment, would love to discuss your story. DMing you now. She's trying to control the narrative, Marco says, his paralegal instincts kicking in. Make herself the victim before we can respond. We don't respond. I tell them, not online. Not to her, not to anyone asking questions. Dad, people at the hospital are already asking me about it, Lucia says. Dr. Patterson pulled me aside, asked if I needed time off for family reconciliation. Isabella's parents want to know if she'll be at the wedding, Diego adds quietly. No. The word comes out harder than intended. She doesn't get to hijack your engagement. Camila is scrolling through the Facebook post. 300 shares in 2 hours. Dad. This is going viral. Let it. The truth doesn't need social media. We spend the next hour setting social media to private, blocking her accounts, creating a unified response for anyone who asks. This is a private family matter. Saturday morning family meeting. Everyone's here, including Isabella and Marco's girlfriend, Teresa. We need witnesses for what comes next. I've been thinking. I start. She wants to force her way back. Make us react. But what if we control the moment instead? What do you mean? Rafael asks, one dinner here on our terms. Dad, no. Lucia starts. Hear me out. She thinks she can manipulate strangers because they don't know the truth. But what about the people who do? Mrs. Celeste, who babysat you when I worked doubles. Harold, who handled the divorce. Patricia, Miranda, and Deb, Her best friend she abandoned the same time she left us. Marco catches on first. Witnesses, people who saw what really happened. Exactly. We invite her for dinner next Saturday. But we also invite everyone who stepped up when she stepped out. The teachers who came to parent conferences when I couldn't make it. The coaches who drove you home from practice. Turn her reconciliation dinner into a tribunal. Camila says slowly. No. Into truth. Diego leans forward. What about the documentary filmmaker? Let her bring whoever she wants. They should see what reconciliation really looks like. We spend the week preparing, not food, evidence. Marco drafts a comprehensive timeline. Every missed birthday, graduation, surgery, achievement. Lucia compiles medical records every time they asked for family history and hit a wall because we didn't know her parents' medical background. Rafael digitizes home videos, the ones where they'd ask where mommy was until I taught them to stop asking. Each kid writes their own statement, not angry rants. Worse, calm specific accountings of what her absence cost them. Diego. When Isabella asked about meeting my mother, I had to explain I don't have one to meet. Camila. I taught myself to use tampons from a library book because dad couldn't explain and mom wasn't there. Marco. I told kids at school my mother died because it was easier than explaining abandonment. Rafael. The music I write has a hollow space where lullabies should be. Lucia. I'm studying medicine because when Rafael almost died, I promised I'd learn to save people who stayed. Harold draws up documents, not cruel ones, practical boundaries in writing. Supervised visits only. No financial claims. No grandparental rights petitions. Sign them or stay away forever. Patricia calls me Wednesday. She reached out. First time in 19 years. Wants me to support her at this dinner. Will you come? Santiago. She borrowed $5,000 from me 6 years ago. Said she was getting divorced from Stetson. Needed help. Never mentioned you or the kids. Never paid me back. Yeah, I'll come. Thursday, I text Scarlett from a new number. Dinner, Saturday 6 p.m. Bring whoever you want. She responds immediately. Thank you. You won't regret this. One condition. This is the only chance. After this, you respect whatever decision we make. Of course, I just want my family back. Your family? Like we're property she misplaced. Saturday arrives gray and humid. The kids help set up. Not fancy, just our regular dining room extended with folding tables. Mrs. Celeste arrives first with her husband. Then Harold with his briefcase. Patricia, Miranda, and Deb together, faces grim. Coach Williams, who taught Diego everything about being a man when I was working 3 jobs. Mrs. Foster, who tutored Lucia through calculus for free. By 5:45, we have 15 witnesses. People who were there, people who know. At exactly 6 p.m., a white Mercedes pulls up. But Scarlett doesn't get out alone. Behind her, a man with a camera, the documentary filmmaker. And behind him, another car, a woman steps out. 50s elegant pearls. Scarlett's mother, the grandmother the kids have never met. The woman who, according to my marriage certificate, has been dead for 23 years. You told me your mother was dead. The words leave my mouth before Scarlett reaches the porch. She freezes one heel on my bottom step. Santiago, I can explain. 23 years. You cried at our wedding about her not being there. I held you while you sobbed about being an orphan. The woman in pearls steps forward. I'm Judith and you must be. The man your daughter told you died, I guess. Judith's face flickers behind them. The filmmaker adjusts his camera, sensing drama worth capturing. Inside. I step back from the door. All of you. The dining room goes silent when they enter. 15 witnesses turn to stare. Patricia gasps when she sees Judith. You said she died in that car accident. You said that's why you needed to borrow money for the funeral. Patricia. Scarlett starts. You borrowed money for a funeral for someone who's standing right here. The filmmaker swings his camera toward Patricia. Harold steps between them. You'll want to turn that off. This is a private residence. No consent form signed. Actually, Scarlett invited me to document. Scarlett doesn't live here. I do. Camera off or leave. He looks at Scarlett who nods quickly. The camera lowers but doesn't turn off. My kids stand in a line by the wall watching. Lucia's eyes haven't left Judith. Sit. I tell them. Everyone. Scarlett takes the chair at the far end, probably thinking it's a position of honor. It's not. It's the witness stand. Let's start with truth, I say. Your mother's been alive this whole time. She was dead to me, Scarlett says quickly. We had a falling out. When? Marco interrupts his legal training showing. Before or after you left? Silence. After Judith answers for her, she came to me pregnant with her new man's baby. Wanted money. I said no unless she brought her 5 children. She chose the money. The temperature drops 10 degrees. Even the filmmaker looks uncomfortable. Pregnant? Camila's voice cracks. Scarlett's face drains. I lost it. Miscarriage 2 months after. So, you left 5 kids for a man in a pregnancy that didn't even make it to term. Raphael's usual quiet voice cuts deep. That's not, you don't understand what I was going through. Neither did we. Diego stands, pulls out his paper, but let me tell you what we went through. He reads every word precise. The night terrors, the therapy dad couldn't afford but paid for anyway. The father-son camping trip where he was the only kid with one parent. The time he punched a wall when someone asked if his mom was dead because saying yes was easier than explaining the truth. Then Camila, the eating disorder at 13, thinking maybe if she was prettier, mommy would come back. The guidance counselor who held her while she sobbed about not being enough. Marco, the full scholarship he almost lost because he couldn't provide maternal medical history for the required physical. Raphael and Lucia together trading sentences about the night of his appendicitis. How Lucia held his hand in the ambulance while he screamed for a mother who wasn't there. Scarlett starts crying. Real tears this time. Judith reaches for her hand, but Scarlett pulls away. Mrs. Celeste, I say, tell them about the first year. Mrs. Celeste stands. Santiago worked 18-hour days. Brought me every penny he could spare for babysitting. Some weeks he'd pay me with furniture he fixed because cash went to formula. Never saw a man more tired or more determined. Coach Williams next. Then Mrs. Foster. Each witness painting the picture of 19 years Scarlett chose to miss. Harold stands last, opens his briefcase. These are the terms. Sign them or this ends with a restraining order. Scarlett reads through tears. Supervised visits only. No financial claims. No contact outside approved meetings. This is prison. No, I say prison is 5 kids asking why mommy left. Prison is explaining to teachers why there's no mother at conferences. Prison is your son almost dying, calling for someone who chose not to be there. I had reasons. Name one. Lucia stands. Name one reason good enough to abandon 5 children under 7. Scarlett's mouth opens. Closes. Opens again. Stetson said he couldn't raise another man's children. That it was them or him. So you chose him. I was in love and we were your children. The room explodes. Everyone talking at once. Judith trying to defend her daughter. Patricia demanding her money back. The kids laying out 19 years of accumulated rage. Through it all, the filmmaker keeps rolling. Camera low but red light glowing. That's when I pull out the photo album. Enough, I say, and the room quiets. I have something to show you. Scarlett looks hopeful for the first time, like maybe I've kept precious memories. I open to the first page. She goes white. No, you didn't. The first photo is her wedding announcement from the Napa Valley Register. Not to me, to Stetson. Dated 14 months after she left us. Every photo in this album has 2 dates. I tell the room when it happened and when you knew about it. I flip the page, Diego's high school graduation. Below it, a screenshot of her fake Instagram account viewing his story that day. Next page, Camila's white coat ceremony. The timestamp showing Scarlett watched it live through her fake profile. You knew? Lucia whispers. You've been watching us for 2 years. I wanted to make sure you were okay by stalking us. Marco grabs the album, flips through. You watched me graduate law school. Watched Raphael's first concert. Watched everything but never said a word. Page after page. Their achievements, their milestones, each tagged with proof she saw it happen. And chose to stay gone. The filmmaker has raised his camera again. Nobody stops him. I reach the final section. But here's what really matters. The messages you never saw. Screenshots of emails I sent to her old address the first year begging her to come back. Telling her the kids needed their mother. The last one dated exactly 1 year after she left. They stopped asking for you today. Then the legal documents. Her signature relinquishing all parental rights in exchange for no child support. The inheritance papers where she listed no dependents despite having 5 children. The wine business incorporation documents where she marked no children on the personal disclosure. Every time you had a chance to claim us, you didn't, Diego says quietly. Until you needed us, Judith stands. This is enough. Scarlett, we're leaving. Sit down, Mom. Scarlett's voice sounds broken. They deserve this. I pull out the final item. Not from the album, from my wallet. The receipt from the pawn shop. Her wedding ring. The one I gave her. Pawned 3 days after she left, $40. I tell the room, that's what our marriage was worth to you. Scarlett stares at the receipt. I needed money for gas to drive to your new life. I close the album, which you built on the lie that we never existed. Harold pushes the papers forward again. Sign them. Agree to the terms or we file for a restraining order Monday morning. You can't keep me from my children. We're not your children. Raphael speaks clearly. We're his. The man who stayed. The man who worked 3 jobs. The man who learned to braid hair and explain periods and teach us to drive. You're just someone who donated DNA. The filmmaker lowers his camera. Looks at Scarlett. This isn't the story you sold me. It never is with her. Patricia says. She rewrites history until she's the victim. Scarlett grabs the papers, starts reading. Her hands shake. If I sign this, I can't contact them without permission. Can't come to weddings without invitation. Can't meet grandchildren without supervision. Correct. Harold confirms. What kind of mother agrees to this? The kind who already abandoned them once, Mrs. Celeste says flatly. Scarlett looks at each of her children. They stare back, unified, unbroken. Fine, she signs. Quick, angry strokes. But you're making a mistake. I have money now. I can give them things. We already have everything. Camila interrupts. Dad gave us a home. Values? Education? Love. What exactly do you think we're missing? Scarlett turns to Judith. Mom, tell them. Tell them what? That you lied about me being dead? That you chose a man over your babies? That you only came back because you're alone? Judith shakes her head. I'm done enabling you. The filmmaker is packing his equipment. I'll delete the footage. This isn't what I do. Harold collects the signed papers, hands Scarlett a copy. Any violation of these terms results in immediate legal action. She stands, looks around the room one more time. I know you hate me, but someday, no, I stand too, there's no someday. This is it. Then what do you want from me? An apology? Penance? Tell me what you want and I'll do it. The room waits. My kids watch me. 19 years of single parenting, of being mother and father, of choosing them every single day when she couldn't choose them once. I smile. The first real smile since she showed up. Stay gone forever. She flinches like I've slapped her, takes her mother's arm, walks to the door. Diego calls out, Scarlett. She turns, hope flickering. Diego is not my legal name anymore. Changed it 5 years ago. He pauses. It's Santiago Jr. now. The door closes behind them. 6 months later, I'm adjusting Diego's bow tie in the church's back room. Isabella insisted on a spring wedding despite the rain forecast. The music starts, canon in D, not because it's traditional, but because Raphael arranged it himself. I walk my son down the aisle. His siblings stand as groomsmen and bridesmaids. Isabella's family fills their side. Our side is packed with coaches, teachers, neighbors, the village that raised my kids. During the father-son dance, Diego whispers, "Thank you for what? For showing me what staying looks like." Later, Lucia pulls me onto the dance floor. Father-daughter dance even though she's not the bride. Then Camila. Then the boys join and we're all laughing. My 5 kids and me dancing badly to music. Raphael mixed specially. The photographer captures it. 6 people who chose each other every day, who built something from the rubble of abandonment. Some people leave holes when they go. She left space for something better to grow. And God did we grow. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.